Over the last 10 years or so, there's been an increasing interest in Agile leadership, of course, from the Agile movement. And actually, when practiced well, it can be truly valuable to organizations. The challenge is that many times, Agile leadership is not implemented well within organizations. Typically speaking, Agile, for it to be practical and useful, needs to feature three things. Firstly, it needs to have the right theoretical background. Trying to use Agile from a technology background in an Agile leadership setting just does not work. So that's the first thing to watch for. Second thing to watch for is it has to be practical. There are books and books and books all about how to apply Agile leadership. The challenge is though, that if you follow every single thing, it's going to take you years and years to get it all documented, years and years to share that within your organization. Rather than trying to get everything perfect, start small, be practical, and make a difference. That's the second thing. And the third thing is make sure that whatever you're doing with your Agile leadership, it's results oriented. There is absolutely no value in doing process for the sake of process. Absolutely none. So instead of just doing something for the sake of it, focus on what is it that we're trying to get from this, and then use that to drive the agenda through Agile leadership. We have our own Agile leadership certification called AVIA, or Agile Value in Action, that takes into account all three of those points. And I've recently seen a wonderful implementation of AVIA and the certification of trainers at this client organization. And one of the things that we did is we asked people at the outset, how often do you hold people accountable to the work that you're doing and the results that need to be achieved? And I was told that, well, we have monthly meetings. What a fantastic answer. And yet the thing is that if something's really important, checking in every month on something that needs to be done is a really poor way of making sure that it's done. Because people do what is measured. So if we only measure once a month, then people will only get to that point once a month and only have scrutiny at that time. Even better, if we introduce, just as we did, Agile leadership through our AVIA certification, a daily check-in, and those sprints and opportunities for further scrutiny, rather than being a problem, rather than being a pain, gave everyone in that team an opportunity to talk about the challenges, to talk about the blockers and the reasons why it wasn't possible, and gave everyone else an opportunity to feel empowered as to how they could help that team member really achieve what needed to be done. So wonderful thing about Agile leadership, when it's applied properly, when it's the right balance of theory and practice and results orientation, is it can accelerate the results that you're looking to achieve. And that's what we did with our AVIA certification and the client that I've been talking about. My question to you then is, are you going to start daily check-ins to see what works and what doesn't work for your team, and holding each other accountable to that, as well as leaning in and offering your support to help remove those blockers? You'll notice massive results if you do. Try it, see what happens after a day or two. And let us know below, just add your comments.